Hi, I'm Jessica Drummond from CustomHormoneHealing.com, and here is your first teaching video. Today we're going to get into a lot more about why your brain is feeling so foggy and what that has to do with the shifts that are going on in your hormones. So I know why you're here. You feel like you're a little bit crazy, but you don't want to start telling anyone about it because you're not sure what the heck is going on. So let me explain it to you. Right now, you're feeling brain foggy. You might also be feeling like you're struggling with your moods. So you're feeling a little anxious, shaky in the morning, maybe a little crashy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You might even be feeling just a little bit sad or even on the edge of being depressed. You see, what's going on in your brain is that there are neurotransmitters that are directly related to what the levels of your sex hormones are. Things like estrogen and your stress hormones like cortisol. So step back for a minute before we get into the weeds of that, the science of that. Imagine for a moment how it will feel when you shift from being brain foggy, your memory is soft, you can barely think of what you had for breakfast this morning, and you're shaky and jittery and not as confident as you used to be, to feeling alert, to feeling aware and focused, to feeling calm and confident again. This is what we're going to do. We're going to bring you from here to here with some very simple shifts in your nutrition. All right, so before we get into those simple nutritional shifts that can move you from brain fog, crazy, moody land to feeling alert, calm, and confident again, let me talk to you a little bit about my perspective. You see, I don't believe in just following kind of the wives' tales of, alternative medicine. Oh, sprinkle a little bit of, flax seeds on your breakfast and your brain will clear right up. I also don't believe in just taking the word of the pharmaceutical companies, because 1 in 4 American women are currently on antidepressants. So you are not alone. What I do believe in is using both alternative health ideas and mainstream medicine ideas that are well researched. So I dig through week after week the current research that is published, and I find out who paid for it. So my perspective here is to blend. That's why we call it integrative medicine. Blend the more alternative therapies with more traditional therapies and bring it back to the most basic things we can do, because I don't believe that actually depression is a Prozac deficiency. I believe that depression may be, for some women, including you, caused by lack of nutrients. So instead of going on a diet to get your hormones back in balance, what I want you to start thinking of is that we need to feed. Here's your brain. See, I'm not going to draw a very good brain, but we want to feed your brain. It is missing nutrients. We want to get it kind of fired up again. We don't want to just patch it up with the drug solution. So let me tell you a little story about one of my clients and her experience with recreating calm in her home and feeling alert and vibrant again. So her name is Amy, and she was kind enough actually to share her story herself. So I'm going to give you a website link here real quick. You'll see it on the screen, where you can find Amy's story in her own words. But I'm going to give you the quick version right now. Essentially, she was coming home from her busy job every evening, picking up her 2 small kids. Her husband was working fairly late hours or traveling quite a bit. And that evening routine was crazy. She was feeling like she was overstressed. She was running around, snappish at the kids, snappish at her husband. Because you know what we do, right? We keep it all together at work. We keep it all together in front of people outside our home, and then we snap at the people that we care about the most when our brain is a little fuzzy, because we feel like, well, they can take it, right? So she was coming home exhausted, and with some very simple shifts in her evening routine. We changed what time she ate. We talked about how much time there should be between lunch and dinner. We talked about strategies for calming her children's blood sugar and feeding her children's brain so that they would feel calmer in the evening. What to cook for dinner. So she was getting brain enhancing nutrients, things like omega-3 fatty acids, which feed both your hormones and your brain. Talking about calming down blood sugar swings, and I like to call this the stress sugar roller coaster. We're going to talk all about that in video 2. You don't have to know too much about that right now. But instead of coming home and yelling at everyone and running around and trying to make dinner, she would come home and feed everyone a snack. Instead of turning on the television, quiet music, and feed everyone a snack, including herself, not just her kids, right? A healthy snack for her too. Prepare dinner. Know what her husband's role was going to be when he came home. They talked about things they could delegate. We instilled a bedtime routine. Your brain not only needs things like omega-3 fats and more vitamins and minerals, but it needs more sleep. So check out that link to hear Amy's story in her own words, because I hope it's inspiring to you that your brain can feel so much better once we get your hormones back in balance. Now, let's talk about one of the interrelationships between one of your hormones and one of your brain neurotransmitters, serotonin. Serotonin is one of those feel-good brain chemicals. Now, here's the problem. When you pass 40, round past 40, and it depends on, it's a slightly different age for each woman, but as you pass 40 and you head towards menopause, your levels of estrogen, the sex hormone that's produced primarily by your ovaries until you hit menopause, estrogen levels drop. And the problem is that estrogen and serotonin are involved in a lovely, delicate dance together. And on the way from age 40 or so to menopause, it's not a nice, gentle, drooping, lowering slowly of estrogen. Some months it goes up, some months it comes down. It's a very up and down swing of estrogen all the way to menopause. So we can smooth that out with nutrition that helps feed and create and build both of these chemicals, because when estrogen goes down, serotonin goes down too, making you feel a little depressed, anxious. Your moods could be all over the place as your levels of estrogen and serotonin are swinging. So because these are linked, if you feed your hormones, you also feed your brain chemicals. And over time, you become calmer, more focused, more alert, you wake up with energy, you sleep better at night, and that all adds up to feeling good again. There are 3 things you can do, starting right now, to begin to get better levels, more smooth levels of estrogen, and smoother levels of serotonin, again, to most importantly, make you feel well. So let's talk about what those 3 things are that you can do starting right now. All right, the 3 things you can do to start getting your brain out of the fog and everyone in your home feeling calmer and more confident again starts with what you eat. Every time you put something in your mouth, meal or snack, I want you to think balance. No longer can you just grab a cookie or even an apple, because that will throw your hormones out of balance. Let's talk about what I mean by balance. Every time you put something in your mouth, meal or snack, you want it to include protein. And later in one of my blog videos, you'll see what I mean by clean protein. The cleanest sources of protein possible are best. But for now, let's keep it simple. Protein plus healthy fat plus fiber. Healthy fats are omega-3 fats, walnuts, flax seeds, fish oils from fish, avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, nuts, seeds, and fiber, which usually means veggies, but can also mean gluten-free grains or low glycemic fruits. So instead of just popping that apple, have apple plus protein, like an almond butter that includes protein and fat. You can even add a little cinnamon to make it taste good. Then the second step is adding fish oil. Fish oil feeds your brain and it also feeds your hormones. Unfortunately, low quality fish oils that you can buy, those supplements that you can buy at the big box stores, have been proven in some recent research to actually contribute to diabetes. So you want to choose a fish oil supplement that's of very high quality. And 3 of my favorite brands are Carlson's, Nordic Naturals, and Vital Choice. And all of those you can buy in your local grocery stores or online. And third, I'm going to give you a challenge. We're going on the 3-week gluten-free challenge. So for the next 3 weeks, so gluten is a protein that is in breads and pastas, anything made of wheat, and things made of barley and rye and a few other grains. There are quite a few healthy gluten-free whole grains that do exist, but you want to go gluten-free for 3 weeks. So let's get rid of the bread, the pasta, and you're just going to test this yourself. This is going to be your own personal experiment. If you eat no gluten for the next 3 weeks, how does your brain feel? Do you begin to come out of the fog? Do you notice a little flattening in your belly? Are your hormones calming down, being more in balance? So here are your first 3 steps. This is your homework from this video today. I always have homework for my clients. To get your brain out of the fog and get your hormones back in balance, step 1 is balance with every meal and snack, protein, healthy fat, and fiber. Fish oil supplements, good quality is important. And the 3-week gluten-free challenge. I want you to let go of the gluten for the next 3 weeks. And in the comments below this video, tell me how you feel. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Again, I'm Jessica Drummond from CustomHormoneHealing.com, and I will see you in the next video.